Now, how much exercise should we actually be doing throughout our pregnancy? Well, the general guideline is the same as the general population, which is during pregnancy, you should be doing 30 to 60 minutes of moderate exercise on most days of the week. Now, that guideline of 30 to 60 really should be going towards 60 rather than 30. And we do know that now that during pregnancy, you can successfully do 60 minutes of moderate activity on most days of the week. And that's a good thing for you to be doing. And I would encourage you to work up towards that 60 rather than just staying at the 30. And I say work up to it because if you haven't done any exercise for a long time or you've never done an exercise before, 30 is fine. So start by working up towards 30 and then gradually build up to 60, maybe towards the middle of your pregnancy or wherever you are. Maybe take 6 to 12 weeks to get up towards that 60 minutes every day. Now, what is moderate activity? Well, it could be walking. It could be walking to work. It could be walking to on the school run. Whatever you do, try to build up that general level of movement during the day. It can be doing the housework. It can be running after the kids. That is movement. That's moderate activity. How do you know it's moderate? Well, it's where you can feel you're doing something. You could be working into a sweat. It feels cardiovascular, you feel your heart rate going up, you feel you're moving with big, large movements, but it's not where you feel you can't talk. So moderate activity is where you can continuously talk all the way through, even though you're doing quite big movements. Now, that's going to be different for different people. So depending on where your fitness levels are, if you are moving and you're moving quite slowly, but you're getting out of breath, then you need to slow it down even some more. And don't forget that during pregnancy, we can get out of breath a lot more easily. So just slow it, just ease it down. Now, if you are not used to doing exercise, that's going to be really nice small bits of exercise where you're just moving generally and walking. You might go swimming, you might do some of the classes, and you may find to begin with that some of the classes we do are just a little bit too long for you. Well, that's fine. You can break it up if you want to and just do short bursts of exercise. And that's where the masterclasses in our program become really useful because they're just little small bits of exercise that you can do individually at different times of the day, even if you want to. So to start off, build up to that 30 and then up to that 60 minutes of activity on most days of the week. So you can do 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, 5 minutes there, and build it up. But what you're aiming for after 6 to 12 weeks is to be able to do continuous 30 to 60 minutes. And that's where our main classes come in. So they are between 30 to 60 minutes. So you want to build up to being able to do that continuous 60 minutes. But you can take your time over that. You can take as long as you want to get to that 60 minutes. Now, if you're already exercising and you find 30 minutes really easy, you might find 60 minutes really easy. It's your intensity that you need to really concentrate on. Now, when you're pregnant, now is not the time to start training for a marathon or a 10K and really work on getting your PB, your performance best, your best times. You need to actually ease it down. So if you're already a runner, for example, you can still run. That's absolutely fine. If you're used to it, then you can run, but lower your intensity. Again, we use that talk test. So you need to be able to talk all the way through your running. And if you've been running for a while, you will be able to do that. If you are not used to running, now is not the time to take it up. Yeah. So you're only going to do it if it's something that you are used to, whether it's running, dancing, swimming. You're going to make sure that it's at an intensity that you feel comfortable at and you can talk all the way through. Now, we will have guidelines on specific different activities, and you need to look out for our video that's all about different sports and what you can be doing, whether it's swimming, whether it's a team sport, whether it's in the gym. We have a guideline for you that's separate to this that you do need to look at. So make sure if you are doing any of those activities that you do look at that as well. In terms of the content of this program, we would like you to try and attempt to do the main class each week 3 times a week. Now, as you go through it, it might be that you pick a different class to do those 3 times each week, but you're aiming to work up towards 3 classes a week. Now, all the master classes are there for you to watch so that you can get specific information about a certain exercise. So when you're doing an exercise in a class, you think, oh, I really didn't get that. I didn't understand that. You can click on the masterclass, follow it, get more detail, more information, and then bring that to the class when you next do the whole complete class. But it might be that you find the whole class too much, or you haven't got time to do it. So you can just do a masterclass instead. That's absolutely fine. So your aim is to do 3 classes a week, and then to do your pelvic floor exercises every single day, and you build those into your day. It can be whilst you're sat at your desk, whilst you're on the bus, whilst you're on the train, whilst you're sat in the car. You can do some pelvic floor exercises. Do them, fit them in wherever you can. But there are also other masterclasses that you might find you really need to do specifically for you. Maybe you have tightness in a hip, and doing a stretch specifically for the front thigh, and we'll have a masterclass for that, is a good thing for you to do, and to do it daily. And as we go along, and I will advise you in the classes how you can do that. And if you're not sure whether you should be doing that, well, then you need to send in your question. I get this problem in my hip. What should I do about it? And we can advise you on that. We can make a whole class about that. So that's why it's really important that you feed back to us what it is that you need. So just to recap, you need to be working at a moderate intensity. Moderate intensity is where you can talk all the way through. It doesn't matter whether you're walking really slowly or you're running, whatever you're doing, the intensity for you should be where you can continuously talk all the way through. That's perfect for pregnancy. You need to be doing our classes 3 times a week, ideally, but you can build up to that. Start by doing individual masterclasses, fitting them in here and there. The one masterclass that we want you to do every single day is the pelvic floor one. Now you'll see that there's a long pelvic floor one, which is a lot of information, and then there will be short pelvic floor workouts that you can do. It's those short pelvic floor workouts that you need to be doing daily. And then included in those daily movements can be some of the other masterclasses that you think are specific to you and that you should be doing every single day or whenever you can. So I hope that's clear, and I hope that makes sense. And I'm really looking forward to you following the program. And don't forget, if you find the information that we've given you here just a bit too much, and you can't achieve what we've asked you to do, send in your questions and we'll work out something specifically for you. Hey, well done you. You've just completed another video. If you would like to do more of this kind of content, then please do like and subscribe. The more likes and subscribes we get, then the more content we can produce for you. So make sure you don't forget to do that and to share this with your friends too.